Happy New Day, CSA. It's a privilege to be here once again, to have a conversation with us. For the first few Sundays, colleague reverends have spoken to us about how to live. The path, the spiritual path, is actually a roadmap of how to live your life every day. We have been given every information that we need. I think it is time for us to put information into practice. The time of theory is over. Today, I want to talk about self-introspection. You can call it self-reflection, self-analysis, whatever. But it is a key to mastery, to become a master. I am master of my world. We have been saying it all the time. I'm a life-giving spirit. We say it all the time. Do we actually feel so? Let's look at it then. Each and every one of us here is a student of Kriya Yoga. Once you are here, we follow the Kriya Yoga tradition. And the Kriya Yoga is a way of life. I'm saying this because I want to lay the basis for us to know why we have to introspect, to know how we have to self-analyze. So let's listen. Kriya Yoga, it means action that will lead to union with God. In my previous presentation, I explained that Kriya means action. I also explained that Karma also means action. Karma's action is wider spread than Kriya action. So, in Karma, we talk of any action, whether positive or negative, that give us impression or experiences that shape our life. The Kriya Yoga gives us specific actions that normally counteract the negative aspect of karma. Those actions that we take and has become trauma in our life. Kriya, the action of Kriya, neutralizes. So when you are a student on the path Kriya, it means you must be practical. It's a scientific way of reaching the goal. Kriya Yoga has 10 actions, the yamas and the niyamas. Or let's leave the big words. Let's come to simple English words. You have the observances and the restraints. Let me talk of the restraints first, which is the yamas. There are 5. They are also called social ethics. 5 social ethics. The yamas or the restraints teach us how to live in a community. There are ethical things that we do to live in a community. Whereas the niyamas, which are the observances, are 5 ways of practical things that we can do. It is the way to relate, it teaches us the way to relate with ourselves mentally, physically, and emotionally. The observances allow us to live, the restraints allow us to live in the community, while the observances allow us to live with ourselves. I see the difference. So it teaches us to live in a holistic life, a holistic way. I will explain later, or I'll bring to you later the actions. When I bring it, I will not explain because I've already explained this when I was discussing breaking karma a few weeks ago. The soul expresses through the mind and the physical body. In other words, the mind and the physical body should be our servants. But it appears that through our own action, we have allowed the mind to be the master. And being a smart master, it has ways to compel us to do things that are opposites to the soul because they want to be free. So the negative karma that we have accumulated actually has become burden, which has clouded the perception of the soul. Look at the mind like a crystal and the soul inside. So when the crystal is clouded, the light of the soul within, as it comes through, is colored by trauma that we have experienced through our actions, by our anger, our jealousy. We have a false perception of the outward world. Since it is action which has caused the bondage of the soul, then action can undo it. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? We have caused it, we can undo it. Good. What then is our purpose on earth? If I want to introspect, if I don't have any target, any purpose, I don't think I will do that. Because nothing will ask me to review whatever I am doing. But if I know my purpose, if I know the reason why I am here, then I need to assess myself. Am I making progress or not? Am I on track or I am off track? And to do that, we need to have key pointers. We need to have key pointers. And those key pointers are the 5 restraints and the 5 observances. So the restraints are truthfulness, no stealing, no violence, and then proper use of energies, and then no possessiveness or generosity. So if I am introspecting, I will have to ask myself, am I truthful mentally, emotionally, and physically? Am I truthful? Am I violent? I mean, those are the things you need to be asking, and then you will be ticking. Then you come to the observances. When we talk of cleanliness or purity, it's not only of the physical body, your mental. Do you always have positive outlook? Is your environment also clean? Self-discipline. Self-discipline allows us to cultivate a strong will. If you don't have a strong will, you cannot manage your servants. That is the mind and the other bodies. You cannot. Then you need to study your nature and the nature of the world. Those are some of the things. So now let us look at our purpose on earth then. Why are we here? Roy Eugene Davids put it beautifully here. He says, we came into the world from deep inner space, and to it we will eventually return. You did not come here to merely complacently exist for a few decades, satisfy mundane desires and needs, enjoy a few personal relationships while they last, struggle to survive, struggle to cope with a few problems and random events, and depart without being conscious of your real nature and relationship with the infinite. You are here, or we are here, to be self-realized, to know the reality of God and our relationship and our nature with God. That is our aim. Then, you ask, after all, now that the mind has covered the soul, you ask yourself, why? Why that I don't just sit there and relax? But there is something upon all these things you see in this world. Your direction, that's the direction that the mind is putting you on. You are still not happy with yourself. You are still not happy with yourself. Why is it so? Let's see what Roy said. He said, and I quote, "Every person is compelled by an innate urge arising from the depth of their essence of being to consciously, joyously live forever without what? Limitation. Consciously and joyously live forever without limitation." So do you wonder why people don't want to die? But because of false perception, when the change occurs, we think we are dead. But because our inner nature is that we live joyously without any limitation forever. Jesus put it this way: "Father, glorify me with that glory that I had with you even before the world began." That glory that the soul has enjoyed with the Father before we got involved into manifestation. That is what is pulling us. That is what is making us go here, go there, looking for what? Happiness, joy. Because the soul knows its nature as continuous joy, unlimited happiness, no limitation. It wants to express it. That's innate inclination of the soul to freely express its nature and fulfill its purpose is the reason why we are moving all around. It's the reason why you are here today. I said, we have given you everything. Everything is given to you. It is now time for you to unfold. You are not here by chance. Once you find yourself here today, or you are listening to me, it goes without saying that in your arsenal, everything you need to unfold is given to you. It is time to move from autopiloting to manual. The autopiloting allows the mind to do whatever you want to do. It is enough. Enough what is enough. Let us take charge of our life. Once you've come to that decision, that you want to take charge of your life, then it means you are ready. All of you here doesn't need further information. The information you have gathered it already. Through books, Reverend has spoken so much. All other reverends have spoken so much of what to do. If you don't take the piloting by yourself, and you still want to be on automatic, then good for you. But I will not go that way. I must turn to manual piloting and direct my own life. You become what? Master of your environment. Every master has found himself in this position that we find ourselves today. And they did not become master by sleeping and then waking up one day and finding themselves as masters. They took charge of their life. And if you want to take charge of your life, then you need what? Consistency. You need to be honest with yourself. You need to criticize yourself. You need to be ready for a change. If you are not ready for a change, then it is not time for you to introspect. You want to see God, right? And it is said, no one sees God and remains the same. So once you have decided to see God, you must be ready for a change. And that change is the self-introspection I'm talking about. How do we do it? Once you've made that decision, means you are ready to castigate yourself when you find the fault. That you must be honest with yourself, you don't hide it. So you find a time. After a good meditation, I've not talked of meditation because I know all of us know how to meditate. After a good meditation, you take the key indicators. That is the yamas and the niyamas. One by one, you take one, go inside yourself, reflect. Are you always positively minded? How are your anger issues? How is your health, physical health? Then you ask yourself, what can I do? When you identify the problem, write it down. What can I do? Go inside. The information will come. And when you've gotten all the faults, you've listed them, take them one by one. Some of them, you can mix them. And begin to execute it in your daily life. Start at home with a positive outlook. Your mind. Positive outlook. Be present in every activity you do. Anything that is happening, be aware of it. That is, must be mindful. Immediately, you are supposed to be nice to somebody, but you realize that you cannot be nice. Immediately correct yourself. It won't happen in a day. It has taken centuries, incarnations, to bring you to where you are with negative impressions. So you don't expect that within a day, perhaps within a lifetime, depending on the level at which you are, that you get rid of those things. No. So you need commitment. Doing those things are not difficult. But the difficult thing is commitment and consistency. Walking the path, it is not a difficulty. It's simple. Truthfulness. Cleanliness. Contentment. No, still. It's not difficult. But what is difficult is your consistency and your commitment. Because from time to time, you slip off the road. But you need to set yourself and reset yourself. The journey is all about introspection. And introspection is not the destination. The destination is to realize our true nature, our relationship with God, know the reality of God. So don't confuse the actions you are taking to be the destination. So you need to have patience with yourself. The faults that you have identified, do you know how long it has taken you to accumulate it? Several incarnations. Yes? And several years. You have added some also in this incarnation. So you don't think you take 1 year to get rid of it. Consistency is the key. Get this book, 7 Lessons in Conscious Living by Roy Eugene David. There are some charts in it. When you go to the bookshop, you get the book. Try to go according to those charts. And then there is also something here, the mind-body constitution. What you eat, what you drink, all have effect on your mind. Take that chart, plot it. When you get the result, approach Reverend to direct you as what to eat at what time. What to eat in what season. Because it all depends whether you are fire, you are water, you are of the FL, whatever, the body. The body is constituted of all those things. It's the combination of those elements. Some of us have one element more than the others, or 2 of the elements more than the others. So the thing we eat influence our well-being of the body and the mind. So when you plot that chart in that book, take the results, approach Reverend, that when I did the mind-body constitution chart, this is what I've got. What can I do? What should I do? And the Reverend will direct you as what to do. There are times I find myself out of tune with myself. Then it means it is time for me to introspect again and find out what the problem is. At times I find that my meditation has become mechanical. Because I've done it several times. The body being smart and the mind being smart has copied it. So when the time comes, the body will prompt me that it's time for meditation. It's mechanical. When I sit down, the mind takes its own course. And then you see that things are not going well for you. Then you have to introspect and find out what is wrong with my meditation. Now, at times, all that I need is to come to service like this and have a group meditation. At times, all that I need is just get near to Reverend, and I'm okay. At times, all that I need is to take a book, an inspirational book, and read. But if I don't introspect, I don't self-analyze, I will go off track completely. This is the message I have for you today. Let us be consistent. Let us not be on autopilot. It is enough. Take control of your life. Be doing the introspection periodically. And your meditation should be regular. By and by, little by little, your intuition will start emerging. There are times, if I'm by you, what you are thinking, I know. When people are telling lies to me, I know. If you are not sincere, sometimes I know. It's through these practices. So, brethren, take your life into your hand. God bless you.